Algorithmic strategy update, benchmarking against the Nasdaq 100. Performance overview. The strategy reports an annual return of approximately 26.5%, cumulative growth of approximately 101.5%, maximum drawdown near -11%, a reported Sharpe ratio of approximately 4.6, and around 62% positive months. Together, these figures describe substantial compounded growth, with losses from prior peaks kept relatively contained. The key point is that the overall return path continued to advance through changing market conditions. Cumulative gain comparison. The Nasdaq 100 benchmark rises more steadily through much of the measured period, while the algorithm initially trails before accelerating sharply late in the record. By the end, the algorithm reaches approximately 1.26 on the plotted scale, versus roughly 0.80 for the reconstructed Nasdaq 100. This indicates materially stronger final growth, although much of the outperformance emerged late in the period. The benchmark delivered the smoother path. The algorithm relied more heavily on concentrated periods of momentum capture and appears capable of adding value when its process aligns with persistent Nasdaq leadership. Recent acceleration should not be assumed to continue at the same pace. Drawdown comparison. The drawdown chart shows that the algorithm experienced deeper temporary declines than the benchmark during several periods. Its largest plotted drawdown is close to -12%, broadly consistent with the stated maximum drawdown of approximately -11%. The reconstructed Nasdaq 100 generally shows shallower drawdowns, although it also experiences setbacks and a late decline approaching -10%. The algorithm's larger declines appear when momentum weakened or reversed, before subsequent recovery. The stronger ending return was therefore not achieved through consistently lower volatility. The strategy accepted greater interim variability in exchange for stronger compounding, while drawdowns remained recoverable and controlled relative to the return achieved. Rolling Sharpe Ratio. The rolling Sharpe chart compares changing risk-adjusted performance. Through much of the middle period, the benchmark's rolling Sharpe appears higher, reflecting its smoother advance. The algorithm's rolling Sharpe is more variable, falling below 1.0 at times before improving materially through 2025 and 2026. Near the end, the strategy is around 2.0, while the benchmark weakens sharply and moves close to, or below, 0. This suggests that recent outperformance was not solely return-driven. Return relative to variability also improved. The headline Sharpe ratio of approximately 4.6 should still be interpreted cautiously because it may use a different calculation method from the rolling chart. What the comparison shows. The algorithm finished with materially higher cumulative gain. The Nasdaq 100 produced the smoother path for much of the record. The algorithm experienced deeper interim drawdowns, but recovered. Recent risk-adjusted performance improved as stronger market leadership was captured. The evidence therefore favors the algorithm on final compounded return, while the benchmark compares better on earlier consistency. How the algorithm adds value. The strategy ranks Nasdaq securities objectively, rotates towards stronger relative momentum, and removes weakening positions at scheduled intervals. The comparison suggests that this process can outperform passive Nasdaq 100 exposure when leadership becomes concentrated and persistent. The trade-off is path dependency. Momentum strategies may lag during broad advances or rapid reversals. Their advantage is more likely to appear when relative strength trends persist long enough for the ranking and rebalance process to capture them. Overall assessment. The dashboard presents a favorable benchmark result. The algorithm appears to have delivered stronger cumulative growth than the Nasdaq 100, while maintaining drawdowns proportionate to the return achieved. The conclusion is that the strategy added value over the measured period, but not through a uniformly smoother journey. Outperformance came from disciplined execution, tolerance of temporary underperformance, and effective participation in later Nasdaq leadership. Benchmark and risk note. The Nasdaq 100 series is an approximate reconstruction rather than a directly imported, machine-verified dataset. The comparison should therefore be treated as directional rather than exact. Current example holdings. Current example holdings include Applied Materials, Palo Alto Networks, KLA Corporation, NVIDIA, and Lam Research. These are examples only and are not recommendations. Positions may change as the model updates. Further information. For readers who would like to explore the strategy, methodology, and supporting market analysis in more detail, additional content is available through Backseat Trader. Previous audio-visual updates are available in the Strategy Commentary archive and on the Backseat Trader YouTube channel. Risk warning. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of capital.